You're my brave little wolf killer. Brave little wolf killer. Oh my gosh. Oh, that twisted my stomach. My brave little wolf killer. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Yeah, I'm a dog and you're my brave little wolf. In the lead up to the Vampire Lestat season 1, episode 1 coming out, I have been listening to almost nothing else except for the songs that they've released so far. And so I've been having a lot of thoughts, and I figured there was nothing better to do than to go through every single lyric of every single song that they've released so far and to analyze them. And I have notes. I have 9 pages of notes, you guys. And we're going to go through every single lyric and every single song. Not in order. We're going to, lyric here, lyric there. It's going to be all over the place. But I have a lot of thoughts. So the themes or characters or like ideas that really stood out to me as I've been listening to these songs were Nicki, Magnus, the audience, rock and roll as a concept, Louis and the book, of course, and fire. Guys, fire. Are you excited? There's going to be so much fire in this season. I'm so excited. We're going to start with Nicki because there's one song lyric that really I couldn't wrap my head around at all. And it was, I'm piano and you're forte. You're allegro, I'm andante. Piano means quiet, forte means loud. Allegro means fast, andante means like at a walking pace. And so Lestat is saying, I'm quiet and I'm a walking pace. I looked around and went, what? When is Lestat the quiet one? In what relationship? In what circumstance? In what era? Is Lestat the quiet one? It's never happened. Like, I think it would take an entire, stadium filled with screaming humans to possibly be louder than Lestat. This is the most baffling line to me in the entire song. And then it occurred to me, what character do we know that would use classical music terms that Lestat was close with, that maybe they're on very different pages? Why Nicki? And that's when things kind of started clicking for me. So I'm piano, you're forte, you're allegro, I'm andante, we're bolero, prostituee. And the other one was from the new song that they just released called Your Biggest Fan. I want to be your crescendo, babe. Your Biggest Fan is about a lot of things, but I did not pick up on it being about Nicki until I realized that line. It became a lot more interesting to me. So, who the fuck is Nicki? We get a little bit of information about him in the show, and what Lestat says in the show is, he calls Nicki a young violinist I once knew, a boy of infinite beauty and sensitivity. And that's in the pilot of the show, so there's Nicki, he's important. And then Armand later says, a mortal lover, you turned your Nicholas into one of us. Did the boy take to the gift? Too fragile, I could have warned you. And then the last thing that Lestat says about Nicki, and this is all we get in the 2 seasons, is, my first paramour, Nicolas de l'Enfant, a violinist, belonged to this very theater troupe briefly, fragile mind, prone to corruption, heartbreakingly beautiful boy with immense talent. Nicki went insane, died by his own hand, with a little help from others. So that's all we get about Nicki in the first 2 seasons of the show. I want to look first at Your Biggest Fan, the section where that line, I want to be your crescendo, comes from. The first couple of lines being this seduction, he says, you really caught my eye. I think you're something special, babe. I want to take you out tonight. I think we got real potential, babe. I got a bottle of wine, and yeah, that's me at your window, babe. We're gonna have such a goddamn good time. I want to be your crescendo, babe. The thing that really stands out to me about it is the one-sidedness. You caught my eye. I think you're special. I want to take you out. I think we've got potential. Fragile mind, heartbreakingly beautiful. He's a very sensitive person, Nicki is. And there's a line that says, "Don't let me catch you crying. Don't let me catch you crying." This is like so sinister. Don't let me catch you crying. And don't tell me the spell is breaking. You're so perfect in my raging light. You know, the first thing that I think of is, you know, the theater troupe, because, you know, they say that Nicholas very briefly was part of the theater troupe. So I'm picturing the bright stage lights. You're so beautiful in the raging light, but also raging. You know, it's when they say that Nicholas went insane, you know, the light of that rage. I know I'm hard to look at sometimes, but I'm here for the taking. I want to give you everything I got. I know you're stubborn, but you have to ask for it. I can tell you're everything I'm not. Yeah, I'm a dog, and you're my brave little wolf killer. And that's when I really took a step back, because no, this isn't about Nicki. It's about Magnus. Yeah, I'm a dog and you're my brave little wolf killer. Yeah, I'm a dog and you're my brave little wolf killer. Oh my gosh. Oh, that twisted my stomach. Oh my God. Okay. My brave little wolf killer. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts me. Okay. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm gonna start fucking crying again. No. Yeah, I'm a dog and you're my brave little wolf. You're my brave little wolf killer. Ah! Okay. You're my brave little wolf killer. I mean, fuck me. And you can read them separately. You can say, oh, you know, well, it's about Lestat and Nicki, or it's about Lestat and Magnus. But I think it's much more interesting to look at those readings together, because Magnus is the vampire that turned Lestat, and Lestat is the vampire that turned Nicki. Lestat as the Magnus of Nicki's story. So what do we know about Magnus? In season 1, Lestat says, he being Magnus, took me from my room in Paris as I kicked and screamed. He kept me for a week, locked in a room full of corpses. They all looked like me. My coloring, my physique. My own eyes staring back at me from rotting faces. He fed on me every night, and then he put me back in the tower with the look-alike corpses. I thought for sure I'd be one of them, but instead he turned me into this. Just a sweeping hand to a pile of money, and the sight of him throwing himself into a fire. Put a pin in that. And then I was alone. I cried, I called to God, I didn't want this, but I have a capacity for enduring. It's why I don't particularly like being abandoned. And a lot of parallels instantly jump out. That's me at your window. Don't let me catch you crying. You know, Lestat says he cried, don't let me catch you crying. He says, I didn't want this. And in the lyrics, it says, I know you're stubborn, but you have to ask for it. I know you're stubborn, but you have to ask for it. I can tell. I know you're starving, but you have to ask for it. Let's look back at this idea of Lestat as the Magnus in Nicki's story. Lestat says that Nicki died by his own hand with a little help from others. And in the show, he looks at Armand. So the immediate, implication is that Armand kind of had a hand in Nicki's death. But I think that what's more interesting that this song really points to is that for Lestat, that starts with him. That starts with him turning Nicki. That starts with him even seducing Nicki, being the cause of the destruction of this beauty that he loved. There's a real regret that there was a pursuit, and there is a lot of Magnus' story and what Magnus did to Lestat in there. But I think that the way that that's used is more interesting if it's a self-recrimination. Looking at the ways that, he was like Magnus even before Magnus found him, or the ways that those patterns of behavior were present in him and were a part of him. I want to go back to this idea for a moment of Nicki belonged to a theater troupe in Paris, because we see theater also come up in Long Face, where Lestat says, "I'm an actor in my makeup. I get fatter when we break up. What does it matter who I take up?" And my first thought with that was, oh, Lestat's gonna cheat on Nicki. But I think that line, "What does it matter who I take up?" on its face can be read sexually. But I think that there are a lot more interesting interpretations of what does take up mean? Like, as a vampire, like who I turn, like that, which would, tie in, especially if we're talking about these Paris years in this line, and him turning Nicki and having regret in that, but, kind of looking back at, being young and thinking, well, what does it matter? What does it matter? Which he would later learn the answer to. Does that mean, like, drink from, like take the people that he kills? We see this reference to, performance, again in the Your Biggest Fan lyrics, where he's talking from the perspective of Magnus, which is, "You really caught my eye. I came to see you every night this week. That's me watching at your window."
Yeah, that's me at your window, babe.
And "yeah, that's me at your window, babe" is so funny. That's so funny. This is so funny. This is so funny. Oh my gosh. Lestat literally being kidnapped. The song, "Yeah, that's me at your window, babe."
Why? And that's me watching as you sleep at night. And that's me laughing in the darkness as you dream.
And that's me laughing in the darkness as you dream.
All of the disparate desires of your life.
I love the desperate desires of your life. Oh, okay.
Don't let me catch you crying.
And there's also a line in there that says, "You remind me of a man or two or a few," which to me also really resonates with, the look-alike corpses. And so that line has a very, sinister undertone. Vampirism really runs throughout Long Face, obviously at the beginning, and we'll get there. But the line that stood out to me the most in Long Face was in the pre-chorus, where it's the exact same except for one word. So in the first one, you have another face, another year, another place, another tear. And in the second one, you have another taste, another year, another place, another tear. So the only difference there is that face becomes taste. And that to me is the most clear, before and after being turned into a vampire. The people, it started, when you're a human, it's like, oh, another face. Well, when you're a vampire, suddenly maybe your next meal, so another taste. And that line, another taste, comes directly after the lyric we were looking at before, which is, "I'm piano and you're forte. You're allegro, I'm andante. We're bolero, prostitue." Now, the idea of "I'm piano and you're forte, you're allegro, I'm andante," which was so confusing to me, because I was like, what do you mean, Lestat? When are you piano? When are you andante? Well, if Nicki went insane, and he's this raging light, maybe Lestat in that situation was piano, and Nicki was forte. I don't know, we'll see. The other lyric in that section is, "We're bolero, prostitue,"
Bolero is like a style of music, or like it's a dance and a style of music from Spain. They're in Paris. I don't see a connection there. I'm going to wait till the season comes out. Other than just the fact that, you know, Nicholas is a violinist. But for me, it indicates that this line, you know, we're prostituée, is talking to Nicholas, because I think that that's the only, you know, person that he would be using these musical, like European musical references around. We're prostituée, which is the male plural of prostitutes.
So he's saying we're prostitutes. So true.
To me, it doesn't read as, you know, literal sex work, although Lestat has plenty of sex, so there's, you know, that's not in question here. Selling the idea of yourself, the projection of oneself as an actor, the body on display, the body as the commodity being consumed.
You know, they're selling their art, they're selling their souls, they're selling themselves. They're whoring themselves out for the theater, they're whoring themselves out for art. The being consumed by the audience, by the world. And he's a vampire, he consumes people, but they're consuming him.
And we see a lot of illusions between Magnus and Lestat, and then Lestat and the audience, also in Your Biggest Fan. I'm your biggest fan. I came to see you every night this week. And then later, I need you to need me.
I need you to need me. So that's interesting. I need you to need me. But Lestat writing from the perspective of a fan. Unless it's Lestat saying to the audience, I need you to need me. There's a really fun way that could kind of go either way. I know I'm hard to look at sometimes, but I'm here for the taking. Because Lestat is, he consumes, he is a vampire. He is consuming the people that listen to his music. He's eating them.
Magnus being the one who, you know, broke into Lestat's room, kidnapped him, turned him into consumed him, you know, fed on him every night, and then transformed him and turned him into a vampire. And that illusion being made directly onto the audience, which we see, you know, this feeling of being consumed by the audience, we see also in Butterscotch Bitch, where he says, you know, did I ever leave you wanting more? Did the flavor of my failures prove good enough to gild your gaping wound?
Eviscerating himself, crucifying himself for the entertainment of the masses, for the entertainment of me. Are you not entertained?
Trying to give everything and everything he has, and everything is just met with, you know, with criticism, with, oh, what a shame. Oh, what a drag. Lestat is a hag. Let's put him in drag. You know, oh, what a pity. Radio City wouldn't be pretty.
My preferred reading of Butterscotch Bitch is that it's metatextually Lestat yelling at the writers. That's my preferred reading. Lestat is looking at Roland Jones going, what the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with your head? He's looking at the writer's team. He's like, Hannah, explain yourself. They're writing all these things. They're throwing it all at him. And he's like, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it. I'll do it. I'll do it. You want me to do it? I'll do it. Give me your wrist. Give me a fist. Give me your piss. Ha. Also, I like give me a fist because it could mean like fisting, but it also could be like a punch. So I really liked that one. You know, there's something very violent about it, you know? Give me a kiss.
I want to be missed. In Your Biggest Fan, I need you to need me. Well, in Butterscotch Bitch, he does. He says, I want to be missed. You know, I see a parallel between these three lines of I need you to need me. I want to be missed, and did I ever leave you wanting more? You know, there's this reciprocal desire between the audience and Lestat. That is really interesting when you look at the other line in Your Biggest Fan. I know you're stubborn, but you have to ask for it. He didn't want to be a vampire. He says, I didn't want this. But now he begs for that adoration. He begs for it even as it destroys him. He performs all of the sexuality even as it consumes him because he wants to leave that piece of him inside. Well, not like that, but leave that piece of him inside of the audience. Give me your hips and I'll open you wide, a moan and a groan and a sigh. But it's not about that, but, you know, I mean, isn't everything.
When I first heard this song, I thought it was all moaning and groaning and sad. Like, I thought it was a double entendre of, like, moaning and groaning with, like, sex versus moaning and groaning, like, when you're crying. So I thought it was a double entendre at first of all moaning and groaning and sad again and again and again and again. And that would be, like, how he's, like, having sex again and again and again and again, but he's also, like, crying again and again and again and again. The official lyrics don't say that. They say a moan and a groan and a sigh.
And yet, even as he performs it, it's destroying him. You know, he calls himself a puking princess on your bathroom floor, a crumpled crooner past his power. So let's talk about Rockstar Lestat. Why the long face, my pretty baby? I've got long fangs, come appraise me. Where the rock and roll is, what a good time. We're the heart pumping blood, we're the face in the mud, we're this stupid rhyme. I guess he heard fill the gutter, brown sugar and butter, and he went, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? And I said, nothing, I guess I'll clap. I guess I'll clap and cheer and beg for more. Another face, another year, another place, another tear, another chase, another sneer. Pick up the pace, pack up the gear. Again and again and again and again. And there's this, the rushingness of time and the exhilaration of it and the repetition of it. The, you know, oh my, another thing, again and again and again and again. And yet also in Butterscotch Bitch, he says, I've been wasting time. Sitting here for hours, counting down my fucked up crimes. And we see, you know, we see this list of, you know, this list of crimes in All Fall Down. I'm a little killer. I'm the lonely one. I'm the chill creeping up your spine, telling you to run. This is probably my favorite lyric of anything that they've released. I'm the chill creeping up your spine, telling you to run. So, obviously the first thing is like vampire, the chill creeping up your spine, run, it's a vampire. But also, without a trace, you disappear. I'm the chill creeping up your spine, telling you to run. You know, he is this killer that everyone has to run away from, everyone that he loves.
Without a trace, you disappear. That could be referring to anything, really. Literally, any person in Lestat's life, in his history, that line could be referring to. That's just Lestat at the world. Without a trace, you disappear. It's him to every single person, everyone. Without a trace, you disappear.
Pretending you actually love me again, and again and again and again. And that taste of love, another taste.
Just believing. Just letting himself believe that this time Louis loves him. Oh, this time Louis loves him. This time Louis loves him. Again and again and again. And the, like, constant just, like, you know, wanting to be like, oh, he loves me now. Oh, now he loves me. Oh, now he loves me. And just, it always pulled away. Just the rug pulled out again and again and again.
He's the lonely one. Magnus died. Nicki died. Louis wrote a book about it and told the entire world about the time that he got some face.
Give me some face, a souvenir. Season 1 reference. He's mad at Louis. That's the Louis reading. He's bad. Like an in-universe book reference, like he's literally quoting the thing that Louis said. Oh, like the book is a souvenir? Give me some face, but like in quotes, like the line of dialogue, give me some face, a souvenir. Like the book and all the history and the stuff, a souvenir for his time. A souvenir for his time, which makes sense because the next line is, here come the gays. Here come the gays. The gays have been reading the book. The gays have been reading the book, and now here comes the fear, because the gays are coming. Guys, the gays are coming. The gays have read the book. The gays are here. Terrifying. Oh, I really like that. The idea of, like, yeah, literally a quote from the book. Here's the quote. That's your souvenir. The vampirism there. You know, Lestat as the corpse on the table. As the world feasts on him.
Now we're having fun. And what did the book make Lestat out to be? Well, he's the hanging shadow. He's the lost love. Here come the gays. Here comes the fear. Bring your long stakes, that doesn't faze me. Hang every rope, burn every witch. You'll never catch the butterscotch bitch.
Does butterscotch bitch mean that Lestat is a Marina fan? Absolutely, undoubtedly. Like 100%. Did you see the blue streak in his hair? Did you see, they gave him blue hair and pronouns, you guys. Do you see the like glitter, the facial glitter, the slut? He's watching Euphoria. He follows Zendaya on Instagram. He absolutely listens to Marina.
Let's talk about fire. Drink up and dance around the fire tonight.
And my stomach just twisted because Lestat writing this about himself and about, about Magnus, but about himself. And that fire, drink up and dance around the fire tonight. The fire that I think of is the fire that killed Magnus. And the, self-disgust. Drink up and dance around the fire tonight.
The fires that burn the witches, burn every witch. The fires that burn the witches, drink up and dance around the fires. The fires of Lestat burning the damn book, built to a pyre, light it on fire, burn our desires. Burn our desires. That to me feels a lot like the burning of the book. All of their desires for each other, all of their longing, their yearning in this book, burn it up. Burn it up. Burn our desires until I'm born again. Again and again and again and again. Because throughout it all, he survives. He's the past and the future. He's the last of the sutures. He's a cooing dove.
My friend had to explain this line to me because I was so confused of the last of the sutures. I was so confused. I was like, what does that mean? And my friend was like, no, it's like the last stitch that needs to be taken out before the wound can fully heal. Lestat can never die. The wound will never be healed. Did the flavor of my failures prove good enough to gild your gaping wound? I don't know, but I'm the past and the future, and I'm the last of the sutures.
And he's coming. Oh boy, is he coming! Guys, we have 6 days until, as of filming this, there's 6 days until the Vampire Lestat show comes out, this first episode. Let me know if anything stands out to you, anything that didn't stand out to me. Let me know, leave a comment with it. I have, only been listening to this song, so I would love to hear what stands out to you. We're going to be watching the show on this channel. I have a film degree that I'm never going to use, except for when I watch the Vampire Lestat. So please come with me. Let's have fun. And if you would like to come and join me, please subscribe. Guys, we're really, really approaching a really exciting milestone. We're right there. We're almost there. Please help me on our road to 1 subscriber. We're so close. We can taste it. It's just right there. So please, if you would like to help me hit that 1 subscriber mark, please hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to join me on, our amazing journey through the Vampire Lestat. We're going to have a great time. If you would like to see my reaction to the book, and my thoughts and everything about the Vampire Lestat book, please check out my book club. That's a separate channel where it's just books. This channel is just movies and TV shows. We're not bringing the book into it. We're not, I don't want to have spoilers for people that haven't read the book, so I'm not going to bring the book into it until after the season comes out. But if you want to talk about the book with me, I have a separate channel for that. Please come join my book club. Let's gush about the Vampire Lestat book because it was guys, I loved the Vampire Lestat book so much. So it was my favorite book that I've read since middle school. So please come and gush with me about that over there. If you would like to buy me a coffee so that I have just as much energy for when the Vampire Lestat comes out, because I'm going to be watching it at night. And if you would like to help supply my energy for that, please buy me a coffee on Patreon. And I think that's all I have for you. And I'll see you next week when the season drops.